Now you're in Glendale. It's 4 times bigger than the older museum. Anything you miss from Burbank, though?
I look up to that man, Walt Disney.
I was about to say, you quoted him a good deal.
Yeah,
so you must really like,
I like of his inspiration, his creativity. I'm nicer than him. But
at least we got to talk about Dragonfest. That's
yeah.
So what are we expecting this year? Okay, check it. I'm interrupting this tease to tell you guys that I'm going back to the Martial Arts History Museum because it's in a brand new location. So roll with me and let's do this. Okay, baby, Kung Fu Chronicles, Sifu Kwazi in the building, actually outside of a building. This is Glendale, the city of Glendale. And for those not aware, the Martial Arts History Museum has moved. This is a brand new location. And today I'm going to get a quick tour of the new location with President CEO Mr. Michael Matsuda, Master Michael Matsuda, who's also a Kung Fu instructor, as all of you know, does Monkey Kung Fu. So let's go check out the new facility. Oh, and if you haven't already, go ahead and drop me a little like down below. Let me know in the comments that we're making content that's good for you. Let's go check out some museum action.
Greetings, everybody. My name is Michael Matsuda. I'm president and founder of the world's first and only Martial Arts History Museum here now in the city of Glendale. We moved from the city of Burbank to a place now 4 times the size, and so we are a nice, large-size museum. So let me give you a brief tour of the museum. We are still always a work in progress. As Walt Disney always said, it's never done. So the same thing, the museum is never done. We got a lot of stuff to add, but I'll talk about that as we go along. So I'm going to give you a brief little tour, go through the museum real quickly so you can see everything. So anyway, we're going to go from the museum store and we'll walk in the entrance of the museum. Okay, and what we've done some nice little videos to greet people when they come in, which is pretty good. We've had a few stars appear on here to say a few things and how the museum starts, which you'll see in just a second. You get to enjoy that. There's Eric Lee right there, and introducing you to the museum, welcoming you, and telling you which way the museum goes. So with that, we'll go through the museum here. Museum starts in this direction here. This is a Chinese section. We're happy to have the Chinese section 4 times the size it was at the previous place. We have a lot of videos now in each section. We've redone all the graphics, so it looks amazing. We have the uniforms in cases now, which is great. Eric Lee's uniform. We have some of the pioneers. We have Chan Sao Chung's actual uniform. We have the actual 3-sectional from James Liu and Y.C. Wong's weapons as well. We have larger weapons on display and a whole bunch of other weapons here. And then we have a Chinese lion dancing. We have the drums, the gongs, the additional lions, and different things here. So it's a pretty nice area of Chinese martial arts. When we go through the doorway, we go into our Japanese section. This is one of our nicer areas. Every area is nicer. So anyway, this is our Japanese area. We have nice samurai swords up here. Nice glass acrylic on here for everybody to enjoy. Samurais listed here. We have all the new unique weapons and stories on here for people to enjoy. Again, we have a video in each section so people can learn from watching or hearing or reading. And over here we have several uniforms from our pioneers, all the way from Ralph Castro, Fumiya Demura, Takabota, and Tino Teolosega. We have some of our outfits on sumo, and then we have a whole new section thanks to Mark Grove on the ninja, which is pretty cool. So anyway, yep. So as we go through here, we go into our Thailand sections, the history of Thailand. So it's kind of unique. Have a lot of Thailand stuff here. Again, videos. We have actual uniforms from Jo Bang Lee, from Jun Chung, Bong Soo Han, and a nice more description about Korean arts, and again, nice videos to highlight that. As we step into this way, we are continuing to work on our Hawaiian section with Saul Kaiwalu's contribution, all the weapons that he donated. So it talks about the art of lua. So we show all the shark teeth weapons on here. nicely decorated, okay, as we go through here. And again, uniforms from the pioneers of Hawaiian martial arts all the way to Beorisaki. Over here is our Filipino section, outfit from Richard Bustillo. We have some of the unique swords on display, some of the Bali songs, and nice new, all graphics, all brand new graphics, and then some uniforms from Ernie Reyes and more people around. This is going to be our movie and film section over here. This is a nice timeline of martial arts in America and how it affected us, and it's all updated all the way to the newest Shogun as well. So it's all updated, all brand new on here. This is going to be our Bruce Lee wall when we're done. We're waiting for a mannequin and put some of the posters and pictures up, so this will be done pretty soon. This we're going to have some new stuff we put on here right now. It's the magazines, but we have best of the best outfit we're going to be putting up.
Tommy Lee with an inside crescent kick.
We have the shield from 300 and a few other things we're going to be changing and putting that up very soon. We actually have the flying guillotine right here and some of the other artifacts as well. Over here is our anime area. This is a history of anime. This is all about the history, how it began and all that. Right over here, later on, we're going to have a big screen, and they are making a game for us so kids can play like a Mortal Kombat or something like that. Over here is our timeline on anime, all up to date, bringing you all the information about anime all the way to 2022. So it's kind of cool. In here, this is going to be, will be one of our biggest areas in the museum. This is going to be our rotating exhibit. First of all, on this side is going to be kickboxing and MMA. Over here is going to be boxing. Okay. On the left side is all going to be dedicated to Disney. So this is going to be all Disney graphics and everything Disney that connects with the martial arts, you know, from Mulan to, you know, Peter Pan to all that. And then right here, we're going to change it every month or so. This will be maybe uniforms for the Karate Kid or Shogun or Pokemon or, you know, Star Wars or different things. So this will change all the time. So that way it's a new feature. So, which is pretty cool. So we're going to bring a lot more people in by having a rotating exhibit. Over here is our martial arts in America from our early 1950s, 1960s, and so on. Again, we've added video to this section as well that we never had before. We have Gene LaBelle's outfit actually from him and signed by him on display. And over here is we have the Martial Arts History Museum's Hall of Fame. You know, there are many, many Halls of Fames, and I thought it was important that we have one based on historical achievements, what people did to change history, and that's what we have. We go ahead and list them on here. We have uniforms from George Chung, from Al Dacascos, but we list all the Hall of Famers that are in the museum. And then we also have a book on saying what they did to change history. So not just all about who they are, but what they did. So we're very glad to have a listing of that. In time, we will have it, you can touch the screen and a video will come up and show what they did. So that's going to be work on time, so that's going to be pretty nice. So we have some of the great pioneers here in the martial arts on the wall. We're very excited about that. Over here, we're going to have some new sections. We're starting to work on our African arts. They're going to be here when we're done. In this room is going to be Women Warriors, headed by Michelle Mano. In this room is going to be our Armenian martial arts and a little bit of Persian arts. On here is going to be Elvis Presley's uniform and different things like that.
Thank you very much.
And here is going to be Native American and Scottish arts. Right here will be European arts with the knights and the armor and all that. And over here will be our Hispanic section. So this will be El Santo and Zorro and different things like that.
Not bad.
And this is our nicest, biggest area, shall we say. This is our theater. Okay, naming rights are open. We don't have the name for the theater.
And you are?
Nobody.
Coiners. Mr. Nobody.
Consider Chuck Norris Theater. Hint, hint, hint. 250,000. Hint, hint, hint. Bruce Lee Theater. Never know. Jackie Chan Theater. Hint, hint, hint.
Yeah.
Well, we are thrilled to have a nice big theater now, 122 seats. Before we only had 80 seats, now we have 122. We have 3 screens so everybody can enjoy. Nice sound system as well, very comfortable seating. We're having a mural made for that wall as well coming up, but we're thrilled to have events here at the Martial Arts History Museum. You know, I encourage people to not only come to the museum, but to rent the space out. You know, we're having a few graduations come, and people are going to do award ceremonies here, and we're very thrilled to have that.
Yeah, so thank you so much, President CEO Mr. Michael Matsuda. Got a tour of the museum, and
you didn't get lost.
I didn't get lost. Well, I was following you. But besides the place being, now you're in Glendale, it's 4 times bigger than the older museum. Anything you missed from Burbank, though?
No, you know, I was always excited. I always knew we were going to move. I always knew we were going to get a bigger place. You know, when the funny thing, when we saw this place, I saw it, I liked it. We wasn't sure we were going to get it, but when we did get it, came in the door, had 2 pieces of masking tape on each hand, 2 rolls. Nice. And I went through the museum, and I went with both rolls on the ground, went for 3 hours, everywhere. And I said, that's it. That's the museum.
Nice.
And sure enough, we did it almost exactly to what I laid out.
Wow.
I didn't have to write it down. I didn't have to make a diagram. I knew in my head exactly what the museum was going to be like, and in just that one evening I laid it out for everybody, because we had the one guy helping us build, Robert Price, and he wanted to know, do you have a layout? And I opened the door and I said, there it is.
There it is.
He goes, okay, great. And we did. We adhered almost exactly to that. You know, I looked at that like Walt Disney. You know, Walt Disney saw a piece of land and he said, here's Disneyland. And he knew what it was going to be. He knew already what it was going to be. So I do the same thing. I look up to that man, Walt Disney.
I was about to say, you quoted him a good deal.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Really like,
I like of his inspiration, his creativity.
Okay.
You know, I'm nicer than him, but I like his creativity, and I think we need that. We need that creativity for the martial arts and professionalism for the martial arts, and that's what we need. So here we are in a great big place.
No, and this place is it's so cool. It's so much bigger, and so many more exhibits that you have up here. So take me, because last time I visited you, you were still in Burbank. So that process, you were already going through the process of getting the place here in Glendale.
And thankfully we found a new place, a bigger place, 8,000 square feet, about 8,000 square feet. We are in the final negotiations, and hopefully if the city gives final approval, we'll be able to move in there in October.
Now, what was that time period? Was it, how long?
Well, the museum was still open in Burbank.
Right.
We didn't know if we were going to get this place.
Right.
So we booked events and booked everything else, and then something happened, and we did get the place.
Got it.
So our plans to move in October had to be altered to move in November, but we had already planned stuff at the Burbank, so we couldn't leave the Burbank. We couldn't bring the stuff here because we were still had events till December.
I see.
So we had to stay there, but at night, November 1st, every night my wife and I would come here and we'd start working on the place, bringing in the shelving, bringing all the stuff in storage. We had so much, all these chairs, half of them were in storage.
Okay.
So I had to bring them out of storage, and we spent every night until December, the mid-December, when we finally closed the Burbank place, and that was already a month and a half, and then we can start bringing everything here.
Okay.
Bringing, setting up, doing the walls, figuring out where it's going to be, doing the construction. So we took 5 months to construct, but it was from December, the end of December, where we literally started the walls and everything else till April. The end of April, May is when we open.
Okay,
Bring
yeah.
out.
And things were overlapping now.
Oh yeah. They all overlapped everywhere.
The last thing that I was there at the Burbank location was the tribute you guys had to Angel Alaska.
Oh yes, yeah.
So
And the process at night we were moving.
Right, that whole night.
Yeah.
Now I didn't know that's behind
Yeah, because we had so much stuff in storage that we had to build our little warehouse and start bringing everything there first before we can take anything out of the museum.
And real quick, what attracted you to Glendale versus other cities?
The mayor. Matter of fact, Eric the trainer, a great guy, and he was friends with the mayor of Glendale, and they wanted the museum here.
Sweet.
And I said, okay, let's meet. So we did, we met, and they said, yeah, we want to bring it here to Glendale. And I've always had my eye on here. There's so much more traffic here in Glendale. And you know, the difference is we have worked with the city of LA very closely. We work with the city of Santa Clarita, we work with the city of Burbank, and every one of them said same thing that came out of the mouth. We don't have any money. We don't have any money. We don't have any money.
Budget.
The city of Glendale says, what can we do to bring the museum here?
Very nice.
Very big difference.
Yes.
Big difference. So I'm very thrilled to be here.
Okay. And what can people look forward to in the new location versus what you had going on in Burbank? Obviously bigger and better.
Bigger and better. Right. More stuff. You know, obviously we have some of the same sections.
Right.
But now a lot of stuff that we had in storage for those sections we couldn't put out. You know, we had Gina Bao's outfit. We have all these other outfits we couldn't put out. We have a whole new ninja stuff that we had stuff, and which is really cool. And so a lot of stuff that we've already had, we just didn't have the room because I didn't want to make it look all cluttered like a how you say thrift shop.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now that we have room, we can expand on each of those areas, make it like you go into each area and it's like its own little city.
Yeah.
So like at Disneyland, you go into Fantasyland and all that. Same thing. You go into Lua Land, shall we say?
Right.
Filipino Land, shall we say? But now you're going to have more. And with our new expansion coming up of different areas, covering different arts and different countries and all that, it's going to make it even more exciting for people to come. And so I'm just thrilled to death on the size we have. We are now big enough to have schools here. So we can hold 3 schools at a time. So like 300 people will be easy. We've had, I think our most we've had so far is about 200 people in here.
Okay.
But with room.
And you guys are open still from Wednesday through Sunday?
Yeah. Okay. Before we were only open Thursday through Sunday, but now we're open the extra day, Wednesday, all the way to Sunday. So yeah, we're very excited to be here. So much possibilities. And this is just a stepping stone.
Right.
I consider this a stepping stone. I consider this will be the place so we can raise funds and get more people on board, because now we're a bigger place. We can do a lot more stuff and raise funds to get our own place, a much bigger place, like the Natural History Museum or something like that, and that way we could move into there. So I'm hoping we could move out of here in a couple of years.
Right, and put it on that level.
Right.
And so far you've had a soft opening. You guys have had a few events here, and now that you have this new theater, I know you were telling me, can you speak on like the screenings that you're planning, things like that?
Yeah, we're very thrilled to have movie screenings. We're planning the movie screenings. We're having lectures coming up. Okay. I know Willie Ito from Hong Kong Phooey, the guy who drew it, and he drew he's a Disney artist, is going to give a talk here.
With a lesson from the Hong Kong School of Kung Fu.
And we're excited about that. We just had a few book signings and other stuff, a lot of plans for the theater. And as I mentioned earlier, we're going to have graduations already scheduled, and and then we're going to bring back the museum's Hall of Fame ceremony. We used to have it every year.
Okay.
And they got so expensive to rent a place out. And we just didn't have it anymore because it was really expensive.
Right.
And now we have a place.
Yes, okay.
That we don't have to pay. So now we have restarted that. And not that it ever stopped, it just put on hiatus for a while. And now we're restarting it coming up. I'm hoping sometime in June or July to start the first of the museum's Hall of Fame ceremonies. We have a lot to make up on.
Yeah,
And yeah, so we'll probably do 2 or 3 a year.
Okay.
Awarding probably 5 people at a time, and that's pretty exciting. I'm very excited.
Very exciting. Yeah, to actually have it here, that'll be great.
Yeah.
And last but not least, we got to talk about Dragonfest. That's
yeah.
So what are we expecting this year?
Dragonfest is always great.
Yeah.
You know, it's always fun. It's always a blast.
Yeah.
You know, years ago, Ed Parker used to throw the Long Beach International Karate Championships.
Right.
And the best of the best were there.
Right.
And you went there not just to see the people, and of course you went to see the people, the greatest performers in the world, the greatest fighters ever. But it was a reunion. Yeah. You got to see everybody you hadn't seen in years. They all gathered there every year, and there they were. There's the other guy. And it was a big oval. I don't know if you remember that, but it was a big oval.
Yeah, I remember well. I've seen so much footage of the oval.
And I used to walk around the oval, and it took me an hour to walk around because I bumped into everybody I knew.
Okay.
And that's what's like Dragonfest is like that. It is a big reunion. It is a time when we all get together once a year from all over the country and hang out, have a good time, see all the booths. We have 100 booths again this year. Performances on stage. You can work out with Benny Ukitas, Don Wilson, and all that.
Right, the seminars.
Right, yes, and cool. You know, it's a great time to get together. And we have a lot of new booths this year. So it's an exciting event. That's coming up August the 3rd.
Yes.
100% of the funds goes to the museum. You know, people throw events, and I'm very glad they throw events, and I know it costs a lot to throw events. But when you do well, guys, you know, think about the museum a little bit. You know, it's the martial arts that we're giving back to. Yeah. Exactly. So I think that's so important that we do. Dragonfest, nobody gets paid. 100% of the funds goes back to the museum to make sure we continue moving forward.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very, very nice. If people want to get in contact here, the numbers and the website's all the same? Everything?
Right. Everything's the same. The address has changed, of course.
Well, obviously the address.
But, you know, lastly, I just want to say this is something that's an important thing to do. People always ask me what's your motivation? I have a hard time answering it. But it is, I can say I feel it's a right thing to do. Martial arts has done so much for me, giving me courage, giving me inspiration, giving me confidence. The least I can do is not just give back to the martial arts, but make sure the history of the martial arts is preserved for many generations. Without this museum, you know, the magazines are gone.
Yes.
You know, the magazines are gone. All of our books are no longer being published. You know, we don't know who's out there anymore. You know, the internet's all over the place.
Everything's digital.
Exactly. So I think it's important that we have a home for the martial arts, that the sacrifices that so many people made through tournaments, through bringing the arts to America, to whatever, they, you know, to go out in competition all the time, travel all over the nation, blood, sweat, and tears, you know, all these people gave, shall we say, gave themselves. It was their life.
Yeah, yeah.
And martial arts is part of their life. It made them. It made people successful school owners. It made some movie stars. It made some, you know, on the covers of magazines.
Right.
It gave them a little piece of notoriety. You know, people like to be remembered, and I think it's important that we come to this earth and be remembered for doing something. And I think doing the museum, all of us becoming part of it, making a contribution through a membership or finance or coming to the event, I think that's important, is that we keep history alive, and that's what we're doing at the Martial Arts History Museum. There's no one else doing it, and there won't ever be anybody else doing it, period. I can tell you that.
Yeah, this is a big undertaking.
Yeah. And all our pioneers are passing away.
This is true.
So
this is true.
I think if people love the martial arts, I think if it meant something to them, and if it helped them in any way, now is the time to give back.
Right.
Now is the time back, and what better way to give back to the martial arts than making sure it's remembered, that its history is remembered from the old days to now, that it's remembered for hundreds and hundreds of years. So I am humbled, I am honored to be here, that so many people have supported me over the years and helped me over the years and been with me over the years, and here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are. We got a big place, and I'm excited.
25 years later, right?
This is our 25th anniversary. Yes, it is.
Math in my head.
Yeah, it's our 25th year, and I am thrilled to death.
That's
I am
great.
thrilled to death to be here, and hopefully I will be here longer, you know, and make sure that this museum will survive long, long, long after we're gone.
Do you have anything particular planned for the 25th anniversary or anything?
You know, I haven't planned it all.
Okay.
No, I haven't planned it all. That's,
Okay.
you know, I've got so much going on, it slips my mind.
You still practicing and teaching?
Oh yeah, still teaching. Oh yeah, teaching monkey kung fu. But museum takes a lot of my time, but that's okay. I still dedicate every week to teach my class.
And
every
you just
week.
have your dedicated students that
Yeah,
come? Okay.
yeah.
Right.
I'm very proud of it. We've done a lot of different things here, and the museum has been that connection for people, and I'm very thrilled about that. That people look up to us as a resource of information. So I'm very thrilled about that.
Right. Well, I appreciate all that you do and all that you've been doing, all that you'll continue to do, and I guess I'll see you here again in the Dragonfest, of course.
Thank you. And you know, lastly, we are pushing our membership drive, doing our best to get 200 members.
Okay, great. So people can find all that information on the website or just give you a call here?
Right, at mamuseum.com is our website.
Okay, awesome. And then you guys still have your YouTube channel? I remember last time I talked to you about that?
Yes, we do. We do. We're going to be launching a Vimeo channel, I believe. Yeah, we're going to be launching that pretty soon.
Okay.
So we're working on that and move a lot of the biographies and other stuff to over there. Yeah.
Support the museum. Do it again. All right, Mr. Michael Matsuda, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for allowing me to come in. All right, so there we go. Back at the Martial Arts History Museum again. Great time. Thank you so much to Mr. Michael Matsuda for taking out the time. Hope you guys enjoyed. You need to come on out here. City of Glendale. Show the address down below. The website, all that stuff, so you can contact and get your own tour of the museum and come on out and support the event. And guys, don't forget to follow me on all my socials. I'll drop them all around here. Check out a few other videos you guys might like over here. Stay safe. See you all in the next round. And of course, keep punching.